Well, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I am selling my 2010 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Mountain Edition, and so we'll take it for a little drive here, and I will show you guys around. The little binging is the I'm low on fuel light, but so this is a low miles Jeep. I've had it for about 1.5 years, and actually spent a ton of money building it up. I bought it basically stock, and of course spent a whole bunch of money putting all the fun stuff on it. So it's just got 79,000 miles, just a hair over, and we are driving it every single day. And I'm surprised I'm selling it because I really do love it, but it's just time for a different season of life, and I'm gonna let this one go on to the next person. So yeah, pull in the cul-de-sac here and show you around the Jeep, show you some of the accessories and stuff like that we've done. So as you would expect from a low miles vehicle, it mechanically is in perfect shape. We've meticulously maintained it since we got it. I actually bought it from a BMW dealership, and which I think is, I bought my other truck that I have from a Toyota dealership. So I think it's a great way to buy a vehicle, because they have a tendency to be extra good about, you know, going through their 120-point inspection and fixing anything. So when I bought the Jeep, they called me. I was going to go pick it up, and they said, hey, we've got a minor problem, don't be alarmed, but we found a little bit of leaking fluid from the rear end, and we're going to fix the seal. And I said, all right, cool. And so then I got a call back the next day, and they said, hey, I know you wanted to come pick up your Jeep today, but we found that a little bit of fluid with the brakes, so we're just going to go ahead and rebuild the entire rear end and do a whole new brake job for you, because that's what BMW dealerships do. So that's like, they did like an $1,800 job for me after I had already agreed to pay for it. And that's another reason why I'm really kind of sad to let it go, because I just know that it was well maintained and well taken care of. So this is a well optioned Jeep. It's got cruise control, and it works great. It's got the Infinity upgraded system, so it's got the speakers up top, and I pulled the factory subwoofer out, and I put in a 1500 watt Kenwood sub in the back. And I'm really kind of meticulous about a lot of things. One thing, I like stereo, and this thing sounds amazing, but I didn't want it to take up a ton of room. So you can see back here, I got kind of a small box. It's got a 10-inch Kenwood in it, and then I hid the amplifier underneath this cargo space. So if you look down inside there, you can see that's the amp. It's a 1500 watt amp. It's not, you know, it doesn't hit like the high school kids, you know, where you can hear it coming all the way down the road, but when you're riding in this thing, you can tell that it's a huge upgrade from the factory stereo system. It freaking sounds awesome. And I guess you may or may not be able to, I'll see if I can turn it on, and if you may or may not even be able to tell with the
I'm jealous, I'm overzealous. When I'm down, I get real down. When I'm
I don't know, going through the radio stations. If you can hear the bass or not, I'm not sure. I mean, you can hear it outside of the it's loud. That was one of the things that I really wanted. I mean, I love the Jeep. I love the Jeep culture, and I love cranking up the stereo, taking the top off, and all that. So anyways, there's not really anything to show that is an imperfection. Everything basically to show is upgrades. I put, so everything that's been upgraded has been since Christmas to now. It's September, so I was going to say last 6 months, last 9 months or whatever. I put on a ton of stuff on the Jeep and spent thousands of dollars. So I've special ordered these Raceline 17-inch wheels. I put Dick CPAC, the Fun Country mud and snow tires on it. They're 35-inch tires, mounted and balanced, and I got all 5 to match. You know, you always spend a little bit extra on the Jeep because you want that 5th one to go on the back. I'm kind of a purist when it comes to Jeeps. I wanted the round headlights, auxiliary lights in the front, so I got these Hellas. They're called Black Widows, and they're actually, they stay, you pop these off, and these kind of look black until you turn them on, and then they go white, obviously, when you turn them on. So I wanted the round to stick with the roundness of the headlights, and I know a lot of guys are putting light bars on and stuff. That's just not me. And then I bought an auxiliary or aftermarket heavy duty bumper that had was winch ready, and actually just that washer is there because I just redid this. So I just put this roller fair lead on for the Smittybilt. That's an X2O winch, 10,000 pound winch, with the fiber cable on it, which cost, you know, a couple extra $100 to do versus the steel cable. I got that. I have got girls. We do when we go off-roading. If something ever happened with that, it's so much easier to use, it's easier to pull on, and if it ever snapped, it wouldn't fire back and hurt anyone. So of course the lights in the bumpers as well work, and they're hooked up to the fog light auxiliary, and then the Hellas are hooked up to a little auxiliary extra switch that I put. So it's got a zone 3-inch lift. I paid a little bit extra, and I got the nitro shocks, and I paid a little bit extra more, and I got quick disconnect front sway bar links. So you just unclick this piece right here, that pops out, and then I bought these. So all you gotta do is pull the sway bar up, click it onto this thing, and put your little cotter pin back on, and that's it. A lot of guys, you know, you pull these up and they keep zip ties in the Jeep, so I didn't want to have to keep zip ties around. I wanted to do it right. My wife's been driving the Jeep a lot, so I bought this Smittybilt step sides, tube step sides, and then I went to my buddy who's a welder and had cut these custom brackets put on to drop the step side down 3 inches, and I did that so that you could actually step on it to get up inside the Jeep. Jennifer was just having, once we did the 3-inch lift, she was having a hard time getting in and out of it with the factory step sides, so I bought these, dropped them down 3 inches, so they were basically factory height. And I've never had a problem being off-road, although I haven't done a lot of off-roading, to be honest, with the Jeep. That's part of the reason why I'm selling it. I built it so, because I had this grand idea in my mind that I was gonna join an off-road club and go off-roading all the time. And it just hasn't happened, you know? So hopefully the next person will do that, or next person may never even take it off-road, I don't know. There's definitely no dents or dings of any kind. I have driven it through the woods a couple of times, and there's probably some super, like, if you get really close, you see maybe a couple little minor, like, light scratches that could probably even be buffed out, and you can't even hardly tell. No dings, there's zero rust. I mean, it's only got 79,000 miles, so it's the Mountain Edition, and if you can look up the statistics, the Mountain, they did a few different editions. They did that Aloha Edition or something like that, the Hawaiian Edition one. The Mountain Edition came in a couple different colors. It came with different wheels on it. It came with the custom interior inlay inside the back of the headrests, or right below the headrest. So this, you know, this for the Mountain Edition. It also came with, I believe it's a 373 locking rear end. The Mountain Edition came also with some of the skid plates, like the skid plate under here. And then another thing I added was the skid plate for the O2 box there. I think it's a shame that Jeep doesn't put that on from the factory, but they don't. So that was, you know, another upgrade that I did. All the upholstery is in awesome condition. There's no rips or tears anywhere. It's got the heavy duty Quadratec mats, including the back has got a rubber mat. I think you could see that before, and you can see the sub from here. I probably could have vacuumed it a little better, but it sounds awesome. The top is in excellent condition. There's no rips or tears. You pop the two things in the front, and the thing that I really love, people ask me, do you wish you would have gotten a hard top? I thought for sure when I was shopping I wanted a hard top. I'm so glad I didn't get a hard top. I don't want a hardtop. I never want a hardtop. If I buy another Jeep, I won't want a hardtop because I'm a convertible guy, and this thing, all you do is flip it back so easily. It takes 10 seconds to flip it back. Now, of course, to tear it all the way down and take the whole top off takes 3 or 4 minutes, but what I love about it is we just flip it back and pull all the cloth back, put your little strap on that it comes with, and now the front and back seats are convertible, and it starts to rain, you stop. It takes 10 seconds, literally. You can count to 10 in the time. We can flip it back up and click it down, and the top is back on. Let's see, I had a list in here of other stuff that I did. There's a lot of little things that I did for convenience. Oh, this is a convenience tray that goes on top of the radio that I put up there so you can put your sunglasses in. That does not come from the factory. You have to buy that and install it. I did that. Let's see. Okay, I've got an aftermarket roof shade that's not on here, but it just, you just drop the top back and you can put this roof shade on. I think I paid $108 for it, $110 from Quadratech. I took it back off because the girls were wanting to stand up at the beach. We, drop the top back and put this, and they can stand up in the back and hang out when we cruise the strip. So I did take it off for that. But you put this shade on, you can leave the top off and put the top back on. You don't have to take the shade on and off. So let's see. Oh, yes, you can't see it now, but I put eight rock lights up underneath. That's rock lights right there. So custom rock lights. The app goes on your phone. You turn on the app and it makes the light shine all underneath. It's got a high flow air cleaner box. Trying to go through this line. Smitty built step sides. I said that already. The auxiliary hella lights. Over the radio accessory tray, mirror relocation brackets for door removal. Okay, so yeah, I actually just put these back, but I have the bracket to move the mirror to here so you can take the doors off. So on both sides, the relocation bracket goes with that. I'm trying to think of what else. I made myself a little list here, and that's what I'm kind of reading through. So the roof shade, the winch with the fiber cable. Oh, that X2O, I spent the extra money on that. That's like one of the nicest winches you can get, and it's also wireless. It's got the roller fair lead, cruise control, the wheels, hella lights, rock lights underneath. I mean, the Jeep doesn't need anything except the new owner. And I think it just went out of warranty, but I'm not positive. We took it to the dealership about 2 weeks ago. They did a couple of, what do they call them? Factory recalls. So they fixed the airbags, and they fixed the brakes to make sure they were up to standard. Actually, I don't think they had to do anything. I think these brakes were fine, but that was what the recalls are. So anyway, this is my 2010 Jeep. Big selling point for me to you is this. You could spend, I think the Kelly Blue Book on this Jeep is about $21,500, $22,000. I'm asking $25,900, and you could find one for 21 grand, but you can't finance all this stuff that I've put on it. I mean, I've spent thousands of dollars upgrading the stereo system with a subwoofer, putting the wheels. I mean, the tires have probably got 3,000 miles on them. They're like brand new, and these are super expensive. Think about when you go out to build a Jeep, how much money you spend on a winch and having it installed, and that's, $800 to $1,000, and the bumper and the hella lights, and I had those custom installed, and I had the stereo custom installed, and I had the rock lights custom installed, and we did the 3-inch lift kit. We did it right. People do a body lift. This is a suspension lift. So just all the extra stuff. Take awesome care of it. Like I said, I'm super anal about meticulously maintaining it. In fact, I'm about to change the oil. I think today or tomorrow. It's about due for an oil change, or at 80,000 miles it's due for an oil change. So anyways, I know I'm rambling, but give me a call if you're looking at the ad. I think this is a hell of a Jeep, and yeah, it's a couple $1,000 more than maybe another one like it, but not another one like it considering all the upgrades. And this way you can finance everything. Oh, I was gonna say, take over my payments. Delta Community Credit Union, $375 a month. If you put a couple $1,000 as a down payment, $375 a month is a steal. It's way cheaper than going to the dealership. There's, and obviously this is my personal vehicle. I'm not adding any taxes or fees or any of that stuff.